We started no-tilling about 10 years ago. We use this machine to plant our corn, sunflowers, and occasionally edible beans. What I like about it is the depth control. I like the combination fertilizer and residue manager because we are on 20-inch rows, so space and weight is a big factor.
Paired residue managers can be configured differently to match an operator's type of residue, amount of residue, orientation of residue, soil type, and soil moisture levels. The types of configurations are classified as being interlocked or offset. When an interlocked configuration is used, the residue managers need to be placed lower to ensure the wheels remain turning to remove the residue. However, too aggressive residue managing, such as moving the soil in addition to the residue, may lead to soil crusting and weed problems. It's recommended to cut the residue in front of or at the same time the residue is being moved. If residue managers are not working as desired, try changing their configuration. Regardless of residue manager type, it is recommended that residue managers, when used, move residue away from both the opener and the depth gauging wheel. Only moving residue away from the disc opener may cause the gauge wheels to falsely sense depth. Newly developed 2-inch wide gauge wheels will allow single wheel residue managers to move the residue clear of the depth gauge wheels. This will be particularly useful on narrow row seeders where space and residue flow is a concern. Disc openers are preferred in no-till systems. If properly adjusted and maintained, they can cut unmoved residue and open a seed slot with minimum soil disturbance. There are 3 common disc-type openers. A traditional double disc opener has both discs meeting at a common point. The offset double disc opener has one disc slightly in front of the other. And the single disc opener has only one disc and a seed placement boot. Hoe or shank type openers will not be discussed in this video. It is in the author's opinion that although hoe or shank type openers are cheap and simple, they have severe limitations such as they cause too much soil disturbance, have inadequate depth control, operate poorly in wet soil conditions, perform poorly in high residue conditions, and require more horsepower than disc type openers. Seed is metered in 2 ways, by volume or by singulation. Most drills and air seeders meter crop seed by volume. Most row crop planters meter the seed by singulation, or in other words, count the seed one by one. Crops such as corn and sunflowers are especially sensitive to uniform seed spacing, and therefore yields are maximized by using a seeder equipped with a seed singulation metering device such as fingers, seed discs, or drums. It is not recommended to seed these sensitive crops with a seeder that meters by volume. Seed metering devices should be routinely inspected. Additionally, seed metering devices should be calibrated for seed size and planting speeds. Excellent depth control on a seeder is imperative for successful no-till. The parallel linkage system in conjunction with the seed opener's depth gauge wheels allows the seed opener, seed farmer, and closing system to maintain proper operational orientation while following the contour of the ground. Most inexperienced no-tillers underestimate the value of uniform stand establishment in terms of weed control benefits. Matching adequate down pressure to keep the seed openers from bouncing is essential in maintaining accurate depth. However, it is more common for no-tillers to use too much down pressure than not enough. Too much down pressure can cause sidewall compaction, resulting in poor seedling growth. Correct adjustment of down pressure cannot be overemphasized. A seed firmer positioned in the seed slot is used to press the seed into firm, moist soil at the bottom of the seed slot. Examples of seed firmers are a press wheel or a flexible finger or a tongue depressor such as a Keaton finger. This ensures proper seed to soil contact and stand uniformity. Adjustable pressure setting capability is desirable so little or no pressure is used when the seed bed is very wet. This prevents smearing, compaction, and balling up.
On the back of the planter, we're running a Keaton seed firmer. We dribble our starter fertilizer, 8 gallons of 1034O with a little bit of zinc. We're dribbling that right in furrow with the seed. I like the system for the fact that it's simple. It seems like we're able to work in wetter conditions a lot of times.
Press wheels designed to mold or pinch loose soil next to the seed in conventional seed beds do not work in no-till unless the soil has been disturbed sufficiently to allow them to work as designed. Even with high disturbance, they will overpack when the soil is moist or wet. Solid V-type closing wheels are designed to pack the soil at seed depth. Trying to use these as press and closing wheels in wet conditions leads to sidewall compaction. Most drills and planters are not equipped with proper closing mechanisms. Farmers and inventors are beginning to develop good solutions, so this is changing quickly. A vast improvement in this area has been the development of the star or spoked closing wheels. Examples of these include the May West poly closing wheels and the Martin spading wheels. These are designed to chop the seeding trench sidewall and place the loose material over the seed.
We plant our corn and our sunflowers with the 7200 John Deere planter. Behind it we have a flexi-coil air cart. The fertilizer coulters on the planter are John Deere, Dawn trash whippers, and May West closing wheels. And this year we are trying a new type of closing wheel, closing arm from May West. The wheels are angled slightly and further apart. It looks like it's working pretty good. It kind of puts a nice mound of loose dirt over the seed trench.
Currently, the star or spoked closing wheels perform best when they are placed number 1 at an angle and number 2 when the wheel is slightly towed out in front. As compared to the standard setup where the wheels are not towed out in front, therefore, star or spoked closing wheels work well on the John Deere 750 opener and the new Case IH SDX no-till drill opener. The reason for this is the drill's closing wheel arm dictates adequate closing wheel camber. Manufacturers are beginning to modify planter opener tail pieces that allow closing wheels to be placed at different angles and degrees of camber so that seed can be covered with loose soil in various soil conditions. By examining these 7 points, producers can monitor the performance of their seeding equipment. Producers should annually evaluate their residue management practices and seeding equipment as the first step in achieving maximum yields. It is obvious that selection of a seeding tool or tools becomes an individual choice based on climate, crops, and producer preferences. There may be several options that will work in each situation. Nothing beats running your plans past some experienced no-tillers with similar conditions to see what they think.